Beautiful Wednesday here across the United States of America. This is Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and a little entertainment. That's what the X stands for in extra. Larry Ridley here, SNY, NBC Sports, a little Madden, NFL, NBA 2K. We'll take your phone calls live at 877-853-5247. Got a jam-packed show for you today as we are live here every single day on twitch.tv/compete forever. Also mixer.com/compete forever. YouTube.com/compete forever and Facebook.com/gaming/compete forever. Let's go ahead and bring in the esteemed panel here. All of the co-hosts. We got Renee Nay down there in the A. What's going on, Nay Nay?
What it do, baby? We in here.
Yeah, yes, we are. Is it hot? Is it hot in Hotlanta?
You know, it was a little cloudy today.
Still hot though.
It was hot. It's always gonna be hot, Atlanta, even when it's cold. Don't get it twisted.
I just want to put it out there. What up, Snook and Diddy and
get it early.
Beating me to the punch.
Hey, I just want to say something. I see that hair, man. Let your soul glow, girl.
Just let your soul glow. Oh my goodness. Let me get back tame. Just for me. JUSTFORME.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Hey, and for all y'all wondering, that's hers. All of it right there.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It was not bought. That is hers.
Listen, I'm about to go buy some though, so don't get it twisted. This is only temporary.
This is temporary. Okay, all right.
It's a temporary
hey,
deal.
Pain is temporary. Pride is forever, baby.
Okay. You better compete forever.
What's up, Ivan, OG, King, Kurt? Where you at, baby? Buckeye?
I'm live in Dayton, Ohio.
Ooh. Because there's a difference between being in Dayton and Brooklyn, right? Or Manhattan.
Definitely. It's slowed down, but it's where the family is at. It's where my heart is at.
Oh, yes. You got to see the babies, grandkids, family. Well, what's up, man?
Which I saw earlier. He back there somewhere.
All right, good stuff. And Durbin, unmute yourself, baby. I know where you're at. You're in Brooklyn. Where Brooklyn at, Durbin? That's all I got for you. Where Brooklyn at?
We're right here. Nice, beautiful day here in New York City.
Man,
temperature's not too bad. And
man, it was hot today, dude.
Yeah, it was good, though. I enjoy the warm weather. Rather that be warm than cold.
Hey, that's what my daughter said. She's like, Dad, actually, no, she's like, I want it to be cold because I can layer up. You get hot, there's only so many things you can take off. And I'm like, hey, you're 10. You're not even 10 yet. Don't be talking about that.
Oh, my God.
No, that's all good. No, but no, I agree, man. It's hotter than Nevada here. Hotter than the lava, hotter than the Sahara. So it's hot as hell here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I got you guys ready to go?
Let's go.
Let's get it.
All right, man. First topic today, of course, we'll take your phone calls, 877-853-5247, meeting ID, esportsXTRA, 377-678-9872. Go ahead and hit that pound button twice to join the show. We're talking Bubba Wallace, got MLB, LeBron. We're going to talk about that. Avery Bradley, Desmond Purnell, good buddy of mine, fellow sportscaster, down in the DFW, the Metroplex, going to be talking about Cowboys, Dak, Jerry, or Jera, as they like to say down there, Jerry Jones. What up, Jera? Mississippi State. He went to Mississippi State. We're going to talk about their star running back and what he's thinking about the Confederate flag. Also, WNBA players. Hey, Renee Montgomery, baby. She is a trendsetter. We're going to talk a bit. Yes, you are, girl. We're going to give you your props, and you're going to take them. I want you to walk around. Remember the wrestler Barry Horowitz? Do you remember him from the WWF?
No.
He used to have this thing. He used to have this jacket. He used to it had a big old hand print on his back because he used to always pat himself on the back.
Oh, my
That's what I'm talking about. You're the Barry
You
Horowitz
know that's not about to happen over here. You know.
You gotta pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, we handing out roses right now, though.
Oh,
So you don't have to take them, sis.
Let's get this show going. Let's get this show going.
Bouquets. All right, we'll talk about NHL. They've narrowed it down to some hub cities. We'll talk about that. The NBA 2K League update. Looks like we should get Kenny Got work on sometime soon. So we're working with the Toronto Raptors uprising. We'll talk about that and what's going on here after the tip-off. Also, Get Trouble, got an update on that. We're less than, a week and like 2 days away. We're like 9 days away from the movie.
Yep.
Less than 2 weeks from the live stream on July 5th. And, of course, Compete Forever. First NBA 2K event on TV this weekend. We'll get into that. All right, guys. Bubba Wallace, we saw it. Rained out on Sunday at Talladega down there in Alabama. Raced on Saturday. Sunday, they found a noose in the stall or the garage. They did an investigation. The FBI found that they completed the investigation. They determined Bubba was not the target of a hate crime here. Listening to Bubba last night on CNN, he says, okay, we're all relieved. He did release a statement today, but there's still this thing out here, and I want us to sort of tackle this. It still was a noose in the garage. You know, they're saying it was last fall, sometime either in November or as early as October. We'll start with you, Renee. You are the two-time WNBA champ. Your thoughts on this? Rope or no rope? I don't care if it pulled up the garage door or not. It had a knot and a noose. What the hell is that?
I don't know if people were just practicing noose tying a year ago because they said it was from 2019. Like, I get it and I don't get it. Because if it still
Yeah.
happened in 2019, is this his first year there? Like,
No.
you know what I mean? But so follow me here. Who tied the rope? Like, I don't care that maybe they tied it a year ago. We need to find out. Then y'all need to investigate further and find out who tied the noose. That is the problem. So they're trying to say, yeah, they tied the noose, but it wasn't towards you, Bubba. Who tied the noose then? Like that's the problem. And he made the statement. He said, I'm mad because people are trying to test my character and the person that I am and my integrity. So people, not only did they find out, so the FBI said that it was from last year, but now people are coming at Bubba Wallace for being mad about it.
It's a hoax. That's what
They
they're
said it was
saying.
from last year. How is it a hoax? He planned a long time for this.
Man, I know. OG, let's go ahead and get you in here, man.
Hey,
Look, I mean, Bubba talked about it today in his comments. Look, I mean, the noose was there. My thing is, okay, garage doors, some of them have, ropes or whatever, but a rope should not be tied in a noose. So there's got to be a specific reason that it was formed in that fashion. Am I missing something here, OG? If I am, please explain it to me.
Yeah, tell us.
Hey, my thing, time doesn't change the crime. I mean, it doesn't matter when it was there or how long it's been there. It's the fact that it's there. So, I mean, and that was the one thing I was worried about, because I knew somehow the narrative would get flipped and try to jeopardize his integrity. And that's something that I didn't want to happen. And obviously, here we are. We're putting a timestamp on something that shouldn't even be there in the first place. So I don't know. I hope that they continue being on guard for different things like that, because it won't be the last time. I mean, because it's just an unfortunate nature that exists, and I think it won't be the last time that something happens that we're gonna have to bring to everyone's attention.
Yeah, NASCAR did release a statement. So they completed their investigation, Derwin. No targeting there of Bubba Wallace. What say you, kind sir?
Touchy situation.
You think?
I actually saw
Just
the
a
picture
little.
of the news in the garage. I saw a picture of it, a still shot, and the
We're showing you
tricky
pictures of
thing,
it right now, by the way.
yeah, the tricky thing about it is that it was there since last year, and that was Kevin Harvick's garage, and Kevin Harvick is white, so it could, in my opinion, it couldn't have been for Bubba if it's been there since October,
Yeah.
because it was Harvick's team, the car number 4, who had that garage, that particular garage. My only other question would be, I'm not a sailor. I don't know about different types of knots. I don't know, other than when you hear noose, you think of hanging. Is there another reason that you would tie a rope in that fashion for something else? I know sometimes you have ropes on garages when you pull it down. I don't know the reason why that rope was tied in that fashion, but it was Kevin Harvick's garage last season at that particular race in October. So couldn't have been for him. So I really, the whole thing is puzzling to me. But at this point, the only thing that I was concerned about, and I said this to my wife yesterday, I said, I hope and I pray not that Bubba would do this on purpose, but I hope and I pray that this wasn't you guys mentioned the word hoax, that it wasn't a hoax, because it would look bad. It would just look really
you
bad.
even heard Justin, Jesse Smollett. You heard that thrown out there as well.
Yeah, and
Wow.
that's a totally different story.
Yeah.
Because his story.
I would love to hear Derwin's views on that one day.
Oh,
we
we
don't
ain't
have
got
the
enough
time
time for
today.
him
We don't have the time
either. Because that story never made any sense.
20 second
but
timeout. 20
I agree with. I mean, Derwin. like it would be bad. I mean, because you don't have to create a hoax for anything like that to exist in this day and age. So,
Right.
I mean, I hope
And
that's
then,
not the case.
Who
and
tied the knot?
They
and
said it was
then
not intentional.
uh-huh.
Okay, then why was
Who?
it tied? Like,
Because look, if it was not intentional, so whoever tied it should be like, "Hey, I tied it. Let me tell you what it's for." It's been
right.
enough investigate. Like, why is no? If it's so simple and if it's so innocent, and this is what we use for a garage, who tied it then? Come out and tell us you tied the noose,
Can't you
and
just
tell
tie
us
it in a knot? Why does that
like because Boy Scouts learn certain knots too. Come
Right.
out if you tied the noose. Tell us why you tied it and what it was for if it wasn't malicious.
Real
So
quick,
yes, it may not have been for Bubba, but tell us what it was for then. Like to Duran's point.
Ivan, go ahead and wrap this up, man.
No, I mean,
Okay, I thought you wanted to get in. Okay.
well, no, I was just saying. I hope it's not a hoax. I mean, like I said, I don't think he has to create a situation
Right.
for one to
Mhm.
exist. So,
Right.
like I said, I hope that's not it, and hopefully nothing else happens where we're sitting here talking about anything of that nature again.
Yeah, this is a two-part investigation. This investigation is not complete in
Mm.
my mind. NASCAR, the statement did go on to read, we remain steadfast in our commitment to providing a welcoming and inclusive environment for all who love racing. And Bubba did talk about that. It still does not take away from the great showing that they had on Monday with the drivers. And we showed a bunch of pictures, a plethora of pictures, probably 11 or 12 of them from the event leading up from, Monday all the way till today. So we'll see if NASCAR can get this thing cleaned up and they can move on. But inquiring minds want to know. I mean, why is there a noose in the garage? I don't care if it's who it's targeted for. A noose is a bad thing. That just symbolizes hate all the way around. I don't care what race you are, but especially for us as African American people, that's very offensive there. So hopefully NASCAR can get to the bottom of that. All right, let's move along to the other.
One
Go ahead,
last
real
thing
quick.
on this. One last thing.
10 seconds, Joe. We go.
What I don't want to get lost in the sauce is that opening when they marched with him
Sure.
down pit row,
Yeah.
that touched me.
That was
I mean,
beautiful.
I felt that. That was beautiful. So that's going to be my memory of,
Yep.
Talladega. That race was the way they supported him. They backed him. That was a beautiful moment.
Exactly.
It was.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was. Hey, Brandon, thanks for watching us here on Mixer, man. We thank you guys for checking us in on Mixer. We'll talk more about Mixer tomorrow. We'll go ahead and move on to Major League Baseball. It is back, guys. We've been talking about it damn near for 6 weeks. We mentioned it last week. I said, look, they got 72 hours. It didn't happen on Saturday, but I did say it's got to happen early next week before our next show Wednesday, because you got to think maybe they get to the weekend. Monday or Tuesday, it has to be wrapped up because we're running up against a buffer here with the time and the calendar. It is 60 games prorated for the players, a salary there. We'll start reporting, I believe, July 1st. Camp, I believe, starts July 3rd. Major League Baseball season will start July 24th. That weekend we'll be in Atlanta, so Renee will all be together watching some baseball in the A. Fresh off a week in San Juan, by the way, with Coach K.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's just this one time it is. Just your thoughts on Major League Baseball finally working this thing out. Designated hitter. They're going to start extra innings with the runner on second. Look, I mean, you look at some of these standings, guys. Last year at this time, after 60 games, the Nationals would not have been in the playoffs, not even close. The Pirates would have been close, and they finished about 25 games out of first place. So this will be a sprint to 60 games. Still going to have some interleague games, just regional or regionalized. We'll start with you, Derwin. Go ahead. What do you think? Major League Baseball is back, boys of summer. Although they blew an opportunity to have this thing all to themselves for damn near a month.
Yeah, they blew the opportunity, but now they just want to get kind of interesting to try to captivate the fans and keep everyone's attention, because there's going to be other sports going on at the same time. Putting a run at second base, I'm thinking about softball at this point in time. I don't know why they're doing that, why they're changing it. They just try to salvage what they have left and try to get as many fans to tune in as possible. But I still, when you look at the American League East, even though they're playing regional games, all of those teams are kind of spread out. You got a team in Toronto, you got a team in Florida. So for Boston and the Yankees, they still got to make far trips anyway. I know they were trying to keep it regional, but with the American
still
League
up and down
East,
the East Coast. Yeah, I'll give you that. You're right. Toronto to Miami is not like down the street.
yeah.
But I mean,
Right.
it's more manageable than Boston to Seattle. I've done that trip many times. It's like 6 hours.
Yeah.
6+. So that's about or Miami to Seattle. That's the long one. That's like real, like, that's big boy stuff. But I agree with you there. Derwin, Major League Baseball back. I know you're not the biggest baseball fan, but it's one of the four major sports. I do think they're missing out on opportunities to sort of bring in new fans. We've talked about this plenty of times with
Right.
baseball and their aging fan base, but I guess we'll save that for another day. Baseball's back though, bro.
Yeah, it's back. I used to be I'm still a huge Yankee fan. Not the way I was maybe 10 years ago, but
Mhm.
it's good to see the Pinstripes back, playing in the Bronx. That'd be awesome to watch.
OG, your thoughts? Major League Baseball, man. Boys of Summer, the show.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people would be happy to see baseball coming back. I unfortunately for me, like I really had planned on one time. I mean, at least being able to watch the Yankees play live, and I guess that kind of takes all the enthusiasm out of it for me. I mean, because we're there during
Go to
typically
Brooklyn
during.
and watch the Mets, dude. Watch the Mets on this thing. Those are our boys anyway. Go to
But
Coney
yeah,
Island, dog.
yeah, but
Cyclones.
I'm
There
sure
you
a
go.
lot of. I mean, like I said, I'm sure a lot of people are happy. I don't get to watch baseball as much as probably I used to. I mean, obviously, because I'm working during the same period of time. But like I said, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm sure it's going. I hope it doesn't hit too many bumps in the road or anything like that. And let's try to get through these seasons healthy
Mhm.
and unscathed.
Yeah, Renee, they worked out the two. They pretty much had a deal on Monday. Then yesterday they worked out. I think they had until 5 p.m. and it went right up to the 5 p.m. deadline. They worked out those health protocols, if you will, with testing and things of that nature. So baseball is back. We'll be together that weekend, July 24th, sometime that weekend, and we'll see about what the Braves are doing. We'll check in on the Metropolitans up here, the Nationals, defending champs. Mets, Yankees, everybody.
Oh man, no, it is exciting, but it's interesting because an article said the announcement by MLB came while players continue to test positive for the virus. At least 7 of the Philadelphia
Yes,
Phillies
Phillies.
alone
Yeah,
currently have it. So like
Rockies got some guys as well.
I want to get excited, but when I see other athletes saying like Milwaukee pitcher Brett Anderson, what will happen when we all get it? Like I want
You will have nothing.
you know what I mean? So I want to that's
No
the
product.
thing. It's like, are we excited? Because the athletes are like, oh gosh, So I'm excited for some type of agreement. I just don't know if seasons. We're planning out a lot of stuff, but man, COVID is really coming like back heavy right now.
It is. It is the cases, especially in a lot of those states, man. New York is like the safest state. You see, Derwin, that our governor, Murphy here, my governor in New Jersey,
Mhm.
the Connecticut governor, they got this pact, man. They're like, hey, man, if you're coming in from a hotspot, you need to quarantine because
Yeah, is
Yeah.
that me?
here, y'all in
Yeah.
Georgia, Florida, Texas, Arizona, Cali, y'all, we straight now. So
Yeah.
that's
Because
the
they were
roles are reversed.
yeah, they were poo-pooing on us earlier
Yes.
when we having all the problems. And
Yeah.
now we good. Now we know they were trying to keep us out of Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
And y'all
Y'all stay
acting
down there with the
brand new
beaches.
now.
I know. I know.
Wow. We was welcoming everybody when we opened up early. We was open for business. Everybody
Yeah.
came down here, got us sick, and now we can't even go nowhere
Nah.
else.
Y'all were down there throwing parties and cookouts and all kinds of stuff.
Hey, I told you, I saw on Instagram Live at the Blue Flame. I'm like, okay,
Listen,
Georgia's
okay.
officially open for business. Officially open for business.
Facts. Facts.
All right, we'll check in on Major League Baseball. Finally, it's here. We'll see if there are any hiccups. Testing. You got some players that have tested positive, so they've got to. They don't have a lot of time, and they got to report by like what Wednesday, a week from today.
Yeah.
To start
Right.
reporting. They will
Yeah.
practice and camp and train at their home park. So I know the Yankees and the Mets trying to get special permission from the governor. They're working closely with the local health officials and authorities. So this is going to be a mess, but
Mm.
I guess it's a welcome mess. We all need it. I guess the Players Association also they knocked down the putting on mics and things of that nature. It's going to be sort of scaled down. Not going to see any fans. So I guess we'll try to get through this as much as we can, and then they'll fight again next year. We'll see if there's a grievance in 2021. But look, they've already lost $1 billion, so got to stop the bleeding at some point. We'll see how this impacts the sport. Moving to basketball, sport that's near and dear to Ivan Curtis and Renee Montgomery, even D Dubs down there. LeBron and this voting initiative. What is it called, Renee? Vote.
More than a
More than a
vote.
More than
More
a
than-
vote. Tell us a little bit about this. I think you're part of this as well. Are you have any? Are you a party to this or LeBron?
I am a part of the campaign because the good folks over at More Than a Vote asked me to be a part of it, and I said, hello, yes.
Absolutely.
So
This is the
if they
reason
ask,
why
like,
I'm playing. Playing the game
yeah,
of life.
and honestly, though, that's exciting because everyone knows that I want to have some type of change. So for them to bring me in the fold where they're already, look, they have this built-in platform. We know you're trying to do what we are trying to do. So, come on in with us. That was very welcome, because for me, I always talk about it. LeBron has a whole huge team. He can create any concept, any idea he wants. So for him to reach out and them allowing me to be a part, yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, you look at this OG. I like how he shouted out Patrick Mahomes the other day. He's also look. He's basically putting it out there for all of us. Look, all of you artists, you creators,
Yep.
everyone. He put that in his post. Use your platform if you have one. Media members, and all four of us here have a platform. I think it was a call to arms, and I accept from the king. Look, say what you want about him being the greatest, basketball player ever. I don't think so. He's still definitely top five. Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Mhm.
But off the court, oh, he is the GOAT. And I'm with him here. Like you said, it's a call to arms. I saw the bat signal last night. I'm ready to go now. I saw it. It was up there. I'm like, oh, 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 oh. I'm like, yeah, I'm there, baby.
I'm weak.
I mean, it's one of those type things. If LeBron can do it, and he, I mean, he's willing to put himself out there and stand for what he believes in. It should inspire anyone of his stature and around that realm to do the same. I love all the initiatives and everything. One thing that I always speak about is just uh, educating the voters, not just getting them to the polls, but educating them so they know what they're voting for, know who they should be voting for, know what's beneficial for their community and their area. From the local to the regional levels and all of that. Like, just be educated and know what helps and what hurts. I think that's something that's right there important, along with just getting to the polls, but know what you're voting for.
To all my brothers and sisters in the sports and the arts, we need you. Derwin, that includes you, brother. What do you think about LeBron James? More
I
than a
think
vote.
I think he doesn't get enough credit for what he's done off the court. We always,
Right.
compare him to Jordan, which to me is no comparison. But
Okay, okay,
he's
hold on. What do you mean no comparison to who?
we're not gonna
No,
go there.
I just want you on the
We're
record.
not no,
Just on the record, and we'll keep moving. Who's the GOAT?
and
Who's the greatest?
I'm not Jordan.
Okay,
Michael Jordan, Jeffrey, Michael Jordan,
Yeah,
Michael
that's
Jeffrey
okay.
Jordan. Yes,
Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeffrey. Yes, yeah,
Carter, you said Jeffrey like he's a butler. Yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah, come here, Jeffrey.
yeah. He's the man. But he's done the things that he does off the court. He's never in trouble. He's been a role model. And
Great
this is a
father.
guy that's
Absolutely.
great father. This is a guy that's been in the limelight since high school.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know how hard it is to stay out of trouble and the millions of dollars that he has, and he's kept his guys around him, and they've done a good job managing, doing different businesses and managing things for him.
Helped
It's
his
just
community, helped brought his boys
yes,
with him,
Yeah.
make them
yes,
millionaires.
yes.
This is
How
this
many
is a self-made man, not
how
like
many
Donald
times-
Trump. This is a real self-made man.
Right. How many
Talk
times
your
have you
talk.
seen that a guy he's coming up and then his boys bring him down, or his boys got him going in the wrong direction, and with him it's just the opposite.
Yeah.
And he's been awesome. He's been great, and
Tells you
we
what
have
it tells you
like,
what his friends think about him too, to not screw it all up for them all too.
right, because it'll take just one knucklehead to screw the
Yep.
whole thing up, to ruin your reputation. But OG hit it right on the head. You got to know who you're voting for. Who has your best interest. You have to educate yourself as far as voting. And here in New York, we voted yesterday, and my wife and I went and voted. My
Good.
son came along, and he got a little sticker that says "future voter" because he's been begging to vote.
Aw.
He's
Oh,
only
that-
6, so he has another
That's perfect.
couple
Yeah, I
of
think
years.
you posted that, didn't you, Derwin?
Yes.
That's
Yeah, I
perfect.
seen
Dude.
that.
That is
Yeah.
good stuff, man. That is real talk, dude. That is
love that.
that's Americana right there, dude. That is big props to you and your wife for doing that and showing him, the civic duties and what it means to be an American and then exercising that franchise. Renee, real quickly, your thoughts, man. Where can we find this information? More Than a Vote? Is it morethanavote.com or .org? Where's this
It's
information?
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know the
Yeah.
exact. I don't, but yeah, it's everything official. So on socials, it's More Than a Vote,
Yep.
or you could go to Uninterrupted, and they have everything. If you follow LeBron James, you see it. It's not going to be hard.
Not hard to
It's not
find.
going to be hard to find. I'll tell you that.
Just Google LeBron James and vote.
He has a whole campaign.
Absolutely. Speaking of LeBron James, we're live here on esportsXTRA. We'll take your phone calls 877-853-5247. Meeting ID esportsXTRA 377-678-9872. We'll take your phone calls. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. Waiting on Desmond Purnell from KTVT, the CBS station down in Dallas. Real quickly, Avery Bradley. Your thoughts on Avery Bradley? Will sit the season out, like similar to Renee. You kind of felt this coming. You could see the stances that he was taking the last couple of weeks. Does have 3 kids. His 6-year-old, though, has some underlying health issues, and he's worried about taking his family into the bubble. So he's making this decision based on family dynamics. Don't begrudge him at all.
Yeah.
Best call for the Bradley family. I support him in that, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Your thoughts with Avery Bradley? We'll start with you, OG.
I can feel it. I mean, and funny for me is, like I said, I'm home right now. It's gonna be tough Friday morning to get back on a plane. So I definitely can see where he's coming from the family aspect of it. I mean, it's times like this, and I think I've said it before, that you start really putting what's important in front of you. And I know to a lot of people, they fantasize about the being famous and having acclaim and notoriety and different things like that. But when it comes to a point where we're in the midst of a pandemic and social injustice is and everything is on the rise, it kind of puts you into a mindset where you want to fend for what's important to you. And a lot of that goes out the windows, and especially when it comes to your children and everything of that nature. I mean, you want to do what's best for them. And so I applaud them for it. And, I'm not in that realm, but I've definitely had nightly talks with myself about understanding what's important and what I need to take care of and focus on.
Renee, someone similar to you, not talking about it, being about it. Your thoughts on this, Renee Montgomery, real quickly, about 30 seconds. So we're going to bring in Desmond Purnell. Yes, Coach K, that's Desmond Purnell on the line. Go ahead, Renee.
Yeah, no, that's I already had been talking to him about this in previous conversations, so I'm not
Sure.
surprised. And I loved how he put the human aspect so that people don't even come at him. Look, this is
Exactly.
why, and I'm also going to be, he says, as promised, also, I will use this time away to focus on the formation of the projects to help strengthen my community. So come on, you got to give the guy, like, that's like, you
Yeah.
can't be mad at that.
Sure. Derwin, will this affect him financially? I know I think, does the NBA, I know Major League Baseball, one of the two has that clause where you can still get your salary if there's some health issues while you can't be there to compete. How does this affect him? And just your general thoughts on Avery Bradley sitting this out with this kid.
I still think they should pay him something, but my general thought is, he has a 6-year-old that has respiratory issues.
Mhm.
And there was no guarantee that they would have even allowed his family in the bubble to be with
Absolutely.
him.
Yeah.
So he had to make the choice: which family, my basketball family
Sure.
or
Yep.
my family.
Yep.
And he don't want to be away from his family, his 6-year-old, for the next 3-4 months.
Sure.
That's important to him. So, he's got other bigger fish to fry right now, other big things that's going on in the world, in America right now, that he could focus on and still be with his family. I think he made the best choice for him and his family, and I salute him for that.
He won't be the only player. It looks like the Cavs, or not former Cav, will be joining the Lakers now. It'll be Smith, your boy, right?
J.R. Smith.
Yes, that's my
Yes,
guy.
looks like he's going to be joining the Lakers. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. Coach K, let's go ahead and bring in Desmond Purnell. Guys, Larry Ridley here. Renee Montgomery, 2-time WNBA champ. Ivan Curtis, Derwin Worrell, fellow sportscaster, NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists. This is esportsXTRA, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports and esports. We'll take your phone calls live, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID, esportsXTRA, 377-678-9872. Hit that pound button twice to join the show. Let's go to the phone lines and bring in CBS sportscaster, CBS TV, local TV down in Dalworth, the Metroplex, DFW. Good buddy of mine, Desmond Purnell. Desi, what's up, baby?
Larry Ridley, how you doing, my friend? I'm well. How are you?
Man, don't start that, dude. Let's start this one more time, dude. Not the professional sportscaster. Desmond, what's up, baby? What it do?
Oh, this how? Okay, you just go.
What it do, baby?
Go do it like this. What's popping, man? Larry, you did wrong. You know, I'm trying to keep it professional. I'm trying to keep it. You just gonna call me out like that? The disrespect right there.
Oh, that was disrespectful. I apologize, but hey, we are going to keep it professional. I just want the best with you, man, because all my boys that call in, man, got to have some fun because this is us in real life. People want to see us in real life, and they know. Oh, Red likes to joke a little bit. Hey, I want to bring you in, man. You're covering the Dallas Cowboys. You worked at the NFL Network. You've done some work for ESPN, Fox Sports, and all these other great sports networks. You've covered Dallas for a long time. Want to get your thoughts on Dak signing that tender over $31 million this year. What's the next steps for Dallas? And they've got until July 15th, so they've got less than 3 weeks, Des, to sort of get this thing hammered out, or he'll be making 31 and some change. I think that's the starting point, right, for negotiation. He will make around mid-30s, right, going forward.
Yeah, well, that's the deal. I mean, the big holdup right now is the contract length. Dak is pushing for 4 years as opposed to the 5-year deal that could eventually turn into a 6-year, 7-year deal if they decide to franchise him then. You know how it is in the NFL. These TV contracts, they continue to grow and grow. The salary cap, it's getting larger and larger. Dak wants to be paid his worth. He's been lowball long enough. He came in as a 4th-round draft pick. He wasn't making a ton of money his first years in the league. Just last year, he was only making $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
$2 million. So him getting paid the 31, it's step one. The good news for Cowboys fans is he will be at training camp. When it's supposed to start in about a month from now, we'll see how that goes due to COVID-19. But the good news is Dak will be in training camp, and they have until July 15th to get a long-term contract done. If you go off the Cowboys' history, the Cowboys, they have a history of kind of giving in. Larry, you go back to last season when Ezekiel Elliott, when he was down in Mexico, just holding out, and eventually, he got his big payday. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime before July 15th, they were able to get a long-term deal done. Deadlines, they make the deals happen, right?
Sure.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Dak, if he got that 4-year contract that he's looking for, just based off the Cowboys' history and just based off of what he means to this franchise. Yes, they got Andy Dalton backing up, but Dak, he's coming off his best season throughout so far in his career. I think it would be in everybody's best interest if they go ahead and get the deal done. He's worth it, Larry. He's worth it.
Hey, Des, let me ask you this. A lot of Cowboys fans, they know this. You hear the talk and the scuttlebutt down there in Texas. Dak wants his money. He ain't giving no hometown discounts. We saw what your boy Wentz got in Philly. You see what these other quarterbacks are making. You look at that list. He wants his money, man. And dude, it's going to start with 4 years, probably somewhere around 150 million. He wants 35 to 40 million. Now, I know a lot of people said the 40 million, that was a pipe dream. But if you're going to give him 31 this year and then 38 next year, so almost 70 million in 2 years, and then the third year, if they want to tag him again, it'll be 40 to 50 million dollars. Do the math, America. He's going to get about $120 to $150 because he's already entitled to it.
And that's why I laugh when people seriously try to, talk about Jamal Adams coming from the New York Jets to the Dallas Cowboys. They got to get Dak taken care of first and foremost before they make any sort of other big-time signings. But I don't know. I want to see, and again, Dak, he's a smart cat, and I think he's done everything the right way. He hasn't said a lot. He's letting his representation do all the work behind the scenes. But Patrick Mahomes, when he works out his deal after this season is over, that's going to set the market.
It is 40 to 50 million.
That's the domino that has to fall. So once that domino has fallen, and again, I think like if Dak has to, just do the franchise this 1 year and kind of see where the market, like he has all the leverage right now. So regardless of what happens moving forward, it's going to be in Dak's best interest.
All right. We're talking here live on Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports and esports. Talking with CBS Sports Television local down in Dallas, former NFL Network reporter, covered the Cowboys extensively on the NFL Network. Des, talk to me about Jerry Jones, the guy that will be paying this salary to Dak. Lost the leverage, I think. Dak is guaranteed a certain amount of money now, or they have to let him go. Why the silence, though, from Jerry Jones? We haven't heard a damn thing from Jerry Jones. Quiet as a church mouse. Says he weighs in on everything. He's a big believer in all news is good news when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. If you want to talk about it, good news, bad news, it makes news for Dallas. He's been quiet. I've seen one little paltry statement, Des, and that's it, kind sir. What's going on with Jerry Jones, or as they like to say in Big D, Jera?
Jara. Well, honest, real talk, man. I'm a little disappointed. I'm disappointed that his silence. At his silence. This is a guy, Larry, when the NFL allowed facilities around the league to reopen, Jerry went into his office. He had a camera crew come film him as he's walking into his office. He had his mask on, and he gave an interview, and this was all for Dallas Cowboys TV. He has his own. For crying out loud, he has his own
radio show.
They have his own. They have the website. They have their studio within the team facility. This is a man that's never been at a loss for words in the 16 years I've covered this team. I've done countless one-on-one interviews with the man, but for whatever reason, he's been extremely silent, and a lot of people are upset about it. You have his defensive tackle who they just signed during the offseason, Gerald McCoy. He's come out and called for Jerry to say something. Consider the fact that he's a Hall of Famer. He's the most influential owner on the most popular team in the world. You look at
$6 billion, baby.
The Cowboys. Yeah, I mean seriously. His voice could be a huge aid in this fight against social injustice, in this fight against racism, in this country, and we're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing it with NASCAR. Mark Cuban, who's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, he's been very outspoken. He's been the opposite of Jerry Jones. I was at a panel that Mark Cuban had 2 weeks ago called Courageous Conversations. He's trying his best to use his influence to have these uncomfortable conversations. He wants people of all races to become comfortable with being uncomfortable when discussing issues of race. So I applaud Mark Cuban for the work that he's doing, but Jerry on the other side, it's been very disappointing. You've heard some of his players come out, but on the flip side, Larry, you got Tank Lawrence, his defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys. He just came out yesterday via social media, and he's challenging people to, instead of waiting for people like Jerry Jones and waiting for statements, take it amongst yourself to make a change. Take it amongst yourself to have those conversations with people in your inner circles. He says that's what he's doing. So he's trying to take some of, again, whether he's doing it intentionally or not, he's trying to take some of that pressure off of his owner. But again, just based off of Jerry's character, we know how he is. He's never seen a camera he didn't like, Larry. And I'm telling you this from personal experience. And you consider the fact that he was one of the first owners, several years ago when kneeling during the national anthem when it took place. We all saw the image back in September of 2017 when he and the team, they took a kneel prior to the anthem. Yeah, that was prior. And then the very next week he came out and said, if anyone takes a knee during the national anthem, you will not play for the Dallas Cowboys. But we've seen all the change that's taken place since the tragic death of George Floyd. People want to know, are you still taking that stance? Because a lot of players are coming out publicly. Even coaches are saying that they're going to come out and they're going to take a knee in protest. Again, no disrespect towards the flag. I really get tired of hearing that narrative. No disrespect towards the flag, but in an effort to bring awareness towards police brutality and systemic racism that this country has been plagued with for far too long, man, far too long.
And Did, you're absolutely right. I do remember, helmet in your left hand, right hand over your heart, over your left heart, stand at attention for the flag. So you're absolutely right when it came to Jerry Jones. This is esportsXTRA, the only live Call-in sports show talking traditional sports and esports on Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, and YouTube. 877-853-5247. Meeting ID Esport Extra. Hit that pound button twice to join the show. We're talking to CBS TV, KTVT in Dallas, KTVT, CBS 11 in Dallas. Desmond Purnell. Desmond, let's talk about your old school Mississippi State. You were, I'm gonna call you a star. You were a star running back, fullback at Mississippi State.
I'm gonna call you a star.
I know, right, man? Larry, the way you started off this interview, and now, boy, I'm looking at you with the side out, Larry.
Oh, hey,
I wish I were in front of a screen.
How about I say I was allegedly a star at Middle Tennessee, and now are we even now?
If you were a star, then I was a. They need to retire my jersey.
Oh, I like this.
Good stuff. Hey, this is what your boys do to you. They put you in your place, man.
You started this, Larry.
This is real.
I played my college football at Mississippi State. I graduated from Mississippi State. Where are we going, Larry? Where are we going?
Kylan Hill, the guy that's trying to fill your shoes, the old star at Mississippi State.
Okay, fellow running back. Yeah.
Fellow running back. He said he's going to sit out. Look, he's not going to represent the school until they change the Confederate flag. We've talked about this issue. It's the last state that has the Confederate symbol in their flag. I lived there before, worked 2 years in TV, my second TV job there. We all know what it's like there. I will say there is some encouraging news. The polling looks like it's dead even, 45 or 46% each way to get rid of the Confederate symbol on the flag. What are your thoughts on Kylan Hill and sitting out? Does he have the staying power? Will he continue this? And will this leverage the governor and the lawmakers there to do something about this flag, which is, definitely going to hurt them in recruiting if you're the schools in the SEC?
Right. Well, number one, I applaud the young man. He's only 21 years old, out of Columbus, Mississippi. I applaud him. I don't know if I was that bold at the age of 21. Again, this isn't just a regular play. I mean, he's, if not the best running back in the SEC, he's one of them. He has a future at the next level. So for him to make that bold of a stance, I'm not playing, I'm not representing the state of Mississippi as long as this flag exists. That's bold, that's courageous, it's admirable. And as a former Bulldog, I'm behind him 100%. I don't know if Dak Prescott, who's also a former Mississippi State Bulldog, I don't know if he said anything about it, but, it would be great if he, threw his voice out to it. I saw earlier today that Mike Leach, the head coach for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, he's offered his support for Hill. He didn't really come out and make a hard stance about the flag, but he did say he's behind his player for sharing his opinion. I believe everyone should be able to speak their voices, what Mike Lee said. I like to see he's pretty outspoken about a lot of other things, Larry. I like to see him be outspoken about racism. And again, Hill, while you applaud what he's done, he cannot do this by himself. He can't. He needs people, white people in power, people like Mike Leach, to join him in this fight. And then perhaps we would be able to, maybe his bravery, his statement would hold a little bit more weight. But Hill by himself isn't going to bring about the change. He would need his teammates to stand behind him. He would need the commissioner of the SEC has already.
Yep.
He's already announced his presence with authority. No major events are going to be held within the state of Mississippi as long, and so on and so forth.
No championship events. The NCAA second that opinion as well.
Yeah. So Hill, he's got the ball rolling, but he's going to need his teammates. He's going to need other athletic programs. Maybe it's the men and women's basketball team joined him, but him by himself, is that going to, I guess, is that going to kind of push whether Mississippi State gets rid of that state flag? It helps, but it would help a whole lot more if his head coach would make an aggressive stance, a more assertive stance than he has thus far. It would be more impactful if his teammates and other programs would join him in his fight. And it's a hell of a fight, man. It's a courageous fight. nothing but respect for him, man.
You're absolutely right. It's almost like it makes me think about unionizing, strength in numbers, the old Golden State saying there. So, Desmond, you're absolutely right, man. Prophetic words, kind words, and very forceful words by you. I really appreciate it, man. Look, it's a pleasure to call you a friend. I kid because I care and I love you. I appreciate it, man.
Friends like you, Larry. I don't know, man. But friends like you, Larry. I
Who needs the enemies? I'll finish it for you.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you.
Hey, Des, take care of yourself, man. I know you're about to go work out, man, or teach a class or something, man. Be safe. I enjoy watching you on TV down in Dallas, man. And
why you putting my business out there, Larry?
Look, man, I'm just saying, man. Go check them out.
All this information. Y'all have a good show, though. Y'all have a good show.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll have you on during the season, man, to talk Cowboys.
Hey,
all right,
don't call me back, Larry. Leave me alone.
Hey, tell Jerry I said hello. Tell Jerry I said hello.
I will, man. I will. Y'all be blessed. Be safe.
All right, man.
Me
Be
too.
good stuff, man. I love that guy right there, Desmond Purnell, friend of mine.
Yeah, out here burning bridges on the show.
Hey, we've been friends for a long time. We go all the way back to like 2003. I've been knowing this guy for like 17 years, man. We both worked in Mississippi. We have some other, friends that are, they're all close and stuff. We've all shared agents. We've all moved around in this business. So there's a lot of symmetry and synergy between myself and those guys. That's why me and Durbin get along so well. That's why we fight so much, because we're cut from the same cloth. Ain't that right, Durbin?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ivan, what are your thoughts on the Cowboys? Coach K, we can go ahead and hang up on Desmond. Your thoughts, Dak and Jerry Jones there?
First, I guess we're going to have to get ready for your jersey retirement.
Now, I will be going. I have been nominated, though, for the Hall of Fame at our broadcast school. And it was supposed to happen until COVID happened. But no, not athletically. No, you can still rock the 37 jersey.
Dak, I mean, who is anybody to question what a man think he's worth? I mean, in this case, man, the way those numbers looking, man, I think the point that he made was about the quarterback for KC, man. When it's his turn, man, it's Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
It's gonna be. Man, he's gonna blow it through the roof.
Well, his number's gonna start bare minimum with the 4. Hell, it might even get close to 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think Dak's worthy of what he's asking. I mean, I'm by far, I'm not a Cowboy fan of any nature, but I mean, I think for what he's done and what a lot of other quarterbacks have gotten paid, I mean, I think he's in the right of trying to get the contract that he thinks he deserves, and I think he rightfully deserves it. So, and if it was any organization that could pay it and had to pay it, he's definitely working for the right one.
Right.
So
the only organization that still has their own marketing deal. They don't share revenue with the NFL. That's how smart Jera.
Wow.
How smart he is. So, Renee, $31.4 million. That's the franchise tag. It goes up to about 38, 39 next year. Do the math. That's almost $70 million in 2 years. Dak's about to get paid. He played it right. He shows up. That's why he had that little smirk and that Cowboy hat on in his Instagram post. He knows he's about to get paid, and the Cowboys are over a barrel, and they know it too. Either they got to pay him, or he becomes an unrestricted free agent. Good luck.
Exactly. And I think he's so smart. I mean, he wants to be a free agent at 30. Why? Because everybody's going to talk about how old he is if he's not a free agent at 30. And even if everybody's like, it's just 1 year. No, that's not how it works for athletes. There's certain numbers that people don't like to see or people try to use against you. We know that his agent is smart. He's like, nah, run us that 4-year deal, and we're going to hit the market at 30. We don't want that extra year. And it's for a reason. People are, if a common fan is watching and be like, what's the difference in 1 year? A lot.
Good point. Durbin, your thoughts?
Woo!
Dak, I know you got a lot of hey, when he starts shaking his head like and exhaling, woo, he about to bring it. Well, what's he got, Durbin?
I mean, first off, Dak is not worth that kind of money. But
no. But he might not be. But
he's not. He's not.
Will they pay him that money?
They have no choice. They gotta pay him.
Someone pays you.
Yep.
Exactly.
They gotta pay him because it's a quarterback league. You gotta have a quarterback. He has a little bit of leverage. Honestly, quarterbacks don't hold out. So I wasn't worried about him showing up to camp because I can't remember the last time quarterbacks just don't hold out. But he's not a top tier quarterback. He's good.
I
No,
love
he's
when he
not-
talks like
But
this.
look, America. He's right. I think that's
He's not.
12 to 16. That puts you mid tier. He's
But
Yeah,
you're
good.
as
he's a,
good as what somebody will pay for you. I mean,
and
that's
and
just
and
well,
timing.
timing
yeah.
is everything.
See,
Yeah.
the Cowboys, they better get this deal done now. Because if they let
I'm
if they
with you
let
on
this
that.
thing prolong, Mahomes is the one guy. He's going to break the
Yep.
bank.
Yeah.
He's going to
Yep.
break the bank. But he deserves it. He's a Super Bowl champion. Dak is not a Super Bowl champ.
And
Most of the guys,
MVP, you're right.
most of the guys that are in that 35 range, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, these guys have won titles.
Mhm.
You know, only other guy that's up there that's went to Super Bowl was Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, he's low 30s. Yep.
Yeah, he didn't win it. But Dak is, to me, not in that. He's not in that tier with those guys. But he's a quarterback.
Yep.
Dallas you got to have a quarterback in this league. Quarterbacks do not grow on trees. You're going to have to pay him. And he's playing hardball right now. He wants, I guess, 35 to 40. And Jerry Jones might be forced to have to pay
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. Played it perfectly.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard a peep out of him.
No, that's why I said he has good
That's what I love
management
about it.
because I have teammates now mad that they're stuck in their contract for the new CBA. Good management plans that stuff out. There's set dates on these contracts and stuff. So it's not like, oh no, we missed it. Like his agency, they're doing a great job.
And he's making millions off the field with chunky soup and all that other
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
All the other endorsements. He got the pillows, the mattresses. Dak's doing a whole bunch of commercials, so he's probably making another 10 to 20 million off the field. So he's like, I'm already being paid like a top quarterback, and it's going to be like Rob Gronkowski. Those quarterback checks are going to start going straight to the bank. He won't even have to touch it.
Yeah.
He'll live off his endorsements, and that's when you know you're raking. I'm trying to get to that level.
Hello.
Let those S&Y checks just sit there. I want to live off Derwin's money and Renee's money.
Hello, somebody.
Somebody pay
I
him.
wanna-
I think that's why we all here.
I was about to say we need to live off of esports extra checks. Imagine.
Hey, we
That'd be
working.
nice.
We working. We got our first event coming up in a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, it's happening. Oh, it's coming. It's a process. Look, I'm a fan of the Joe Budden podcast. Shouts to Maul. He's a friend of the show, even though he doesn't watch the show, but he's a friend of mine because
Well, he's a friend. He got to watch.
well, I never even. We're actually not friends. I've never spoken to him, but I just was going to put that out there.
Okay.
But the reason I'm saying that is because this is a process. They talked about getting to the bag, and you don't get the bag the first show. So we're taking this trip and we're joking about it, but this is getting to the bag because this is a good show. Because if you're watching this right now, you should know that.
Oh, that's my little sis right there, baby.
Yeah.
I love it. That's my girl. Speaking of little sis, you want to talk some WNBA real quick? How about
Ooh.
your league and the leadership that you guys are showing?
Trailblazer.
Got more balls than a lot of other leagues. I can tell you that.
Oh my gosh.
Pun
Renee,
intended?
talk to me. Yeah, pun intended. Absolutely. Talk to me. Talk to me about yourself, my girl Cloud. Tiff Hayes, y'all are some trailblazers, man, as they say in Memphis. Not Maine, but Mang.
Yeah. Oh, we say Maine, Mayne in West Virginia. What's up with you, Maine? So
What up,
yeah.
Maine?
What's up with you, Maine? So yes, we have three the hard way. Three of us. Natasha Cloud, myself, Kier. We already been chit-chatting even before they announced it. But we are
I'm saying, you got to plan this out because you guys are smart.
yeah. That's what I said. This has been a long time coming. But and that's why I said I don't know who's honestly all going to opt out or not. That's what I meant. I know some people feel the same way I do, but I'm never gonna.
You said some people were going to, so you're right about that. Well, you have to
yeah. I was gonna say that was an easy call, but it's not a judge thing for people that go in there. I think that's the thing that needs to be understood because you see me joining LeBron's campaign right now. He's going to be in the bubble. I'm going to be out. Doesn't matter. So I think the point is that a lot of people are about that life, starting with the W.
Yeah, super friends right here, man. You got LeBron. You got the WNBA ladies. Let's get some Major League Baseball. We see what Pat Mahomes, NFL players did. Hockey, where you at? We'll
join. Everybody needs to just join hands like that. Like imagine.
How about Major League Soccer? I think some of their African American players they coalition together. Absolutely.
Shouts to the soccer players. I need to say this on air because I haven't been able to respond to a lot of people. Man, these soccer players have been showing me mad love. These guys are legit.
We were going to talk about it last week, but so much stuff was going on, we didn't have a chance to get to it.
Wow.
That was on the rundown, the Major League Soccer Coalition. I think that's what it's called, actually. Major League Soccer Coalition doing some pretty powerful things.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they're going to be right next to the bubble, actually, later this month, beginning of the month, I believe, the MLS soccer tournament. 26 teams down at Orlando playing there at Disney as well. Ivan, your thoughts, WNBA, the sisters. I said my soul, sisters.
Hey, I mean, speaking from my life, the most strength and endurance and handling what they believe in has always came from a woman that looks like Renee. And
I feel
and
it.
I don't expect anything less. I mean, I think, like I said, I've witnessed strong Black women my whole life, and now's the time. I mean, to inspire, and I mean, in everything in my life, like I said, it always started with a Black woman. I mean, and I'm proud of her. I'm proud of everybody who's standing up for what they believe in and taking it to the level that they're taking it to. I mean, like I said, for a lot of us, and when I say us, I mean myself, is like, I need that type of inspiration and guidance, because a lot of times we hide our true feelings and emotions about what we care about and what we think, because we're worried about what other people that really at the end of the day don't even matter what they think. And I think now it's either it's you stand up and fight for what you believe in, or you fall down and get stomped on and crumble.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's pretty much where we're
He
at.
said get
Yeah.
stomped on.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, I
Stand
mean,
up for what you believe in or fall for anything, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the saying, but he said get
yeah.
stomped on. I
I
like
know.
that.
I
Like,
like it.
I
yeah,
don't think
like
I
LeBron
think
said,
that
if
thin
you ain't
line.
with us, we ain't with you. Like LeBron said.
He
Yeah,
showed
that
me.
thin. It's not a thin line like it used to be. That line is disappearing, and it's either like you say, you either with the cause or you're not.
Yeah. Real quickly, Drummond, let's pick up the pace because we got to get two more topics in and then get to the Madden callers on the air or in the queue right now waiting. Your thoughts on what the tremendous work that the ladies of the W, that's why the W stands for winners.
Hey.
Hey,
Yeah. I mean, they recognize that the time is now. This is a totally different time that we're in. And sometimes it just takes one person. You might have other people who might have been thinking about doing X, Y, and Z, but until that one person walks through that door, kicks that door open, then it allows other people to kind of follow. And I think that the WNBA recognizes that, hey, the time is now. Some other professional athletes recognize the time is now to get what we've been asking for all these years. Even the kid, Kylan Hill down in Mississippi State, maybe he had other teammates that have been thinking about doing what he said he wants to do. And maybe now you get other schools in Mississippi, or maybe at Ole Miss might get on board and join the cause. So hats off to Renee, love her to death, have utmost respect for her and what she's doing. I mean, it just goes without saying, she's a trailblazer.
Yep. Yeah, she's a
And I'm gonna
baddie,
tell
man.
you right now,
Yeah.
I will let the people know whether or not I want to play, because I know you don't like that Colin never speaks. I will continue to speak because I have heard your guys' voices. That's important. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I know that firsthand how people view it. So I'm taking everything you guys say and kind of applying it to how I'm going to be moving forward. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Next.
We're going to be part of that chain. Hey, baby girl, we're going to be part of that chain. We're going to provide
Oh,
you with some energy, and we're going to be giving you some positive vibes here. Bro Force 5, Tom Thumb, Jay Bird, a couple other guys. The channel will be moving over to Twitch. We stream on Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, and YouTube. So twitch.tv/compete forever. If you want to watch us going forward when Mixer shuts down, I believe July 22nd or 27th, whatever the date is. But twitch.tv/compete forever.
Yeah, come on
Also
over.
youtube.com/compete forever. We love to hear from you guys. All right, real quickly, let's move on. Brett Favre had some kind words to say about Cap. Basically said he's going to be remembered fondly, maybe even as a hero. Compared him to Pat Tillman. Guys, want to get your thoughts on this? We'll start with you, Durham, since you are the Capologist.
Is that a title?
Capologist.
Here we
Oh
go.
my God.
Are you going to do some
Are
capping
you,
today? What are we doing?
are you talking about the comment that he made a couple of days ago, or the one he made yesterday on Twitter?
Oh, okay. How about both? I was thinking about TMZ. He did the call with
Okay.
TMZ because he talked about Pat Tillman. But catch us up to speed here, man. You're the capologist.
Yeah, I like
Happened.
this.
Pew, pew, pew,
Well,
pew, pew.
well, as of June 22nd at 17
8:03.
p.m. on Twitter, Brett Favre said,
Got him.
including Pat Tillman's name in the interview on Colin Kaepernick was not a comparison of the two, but a recognition that they both sidelined their the football dreams in pursuit of a cause. Pat tragically lost his life making the ultimate sacrifice and observes the highest honor. I think I
Okay.
think he realized
It's
at
almost
this-
like the flag thing. It's like, come on, Brett.
Yeah,
No one's
no,
saying.
no,
Let
but
the Twitter
listen,
trolls say that.
no,
We know
no,
you
no,
weren't
no,
comparing
Larry.
them literally. What he's saying is
I
they're
would have Larry.
trailblazers.
No, Larry.
Nah.
And this is where we get into trouble. And this is where I have a saying I say a lot. Y'all doing too much.
Yeah.
I would never have put Colin Kaepernick's name in the same breath as Pat Tillman. That's
Sure.
where he went wrong.
Yeah.
Never. One is a soldier for
Right.
the ultimate sacrifice, fought in war. Kaepernick has done nothing nowhere near close to that at all.
I don't think it's apples to oranges here or apple to apple. I mean, I think what he's saying is there's a similarity between them. Not that look, he paid the
That's a
ultimate sacrifice.
stretch.
He paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's a special place. It's almost like saying a LeBron James or Kevin Durant is in the same stratosphere as Michael Jordan. He's not MJ, but he's a very good player. So there are levels to it. Look, I probably wouldn't have said it, but I see what he was saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to kill him for that. I know what he meant. I got my own brain. He didn't say Colin Kaepernick is Pat Tillman. That's an equivalent.
I think he said something about being a hero.
Being a that was a
Darwin!
Hero status will be stamped on Colin
stamped on him.
Kaepernick.
Yeah, that was
Similar to that of Pat Tillman.
Well,
similar.
I will say
Similar means there are some similarities. They're close. They're the same ballpark.
No,
right?
I have something to say about that.
My
I know you do.
opinion, no. I understand that my people
Sure.
will put him in hero status, and I
Right.
get that. But
Right.
he's not a hero to me. I
Well,
don't put him in hero status,
that's
and I know I'm in the
fair.
1%.
Fair.
I know
No,
I'm in the 1%. But what drives me
It's
nuts,
more than that.
There might be
what
more
dri-
than 1%.
It's more than 1%.
well, what drives me nuts is that I'm always on Facebook, and I see constantly people putting Colin Kaepernick on the bus with Rosa Parks.
Well,
We got him out in Africa with Muhammad Ali.
But why
I saw
not?
one- No way.
Look,
No
is he
way.
Muhammad Ali or
There's
Jackie
no
Robinson?
way.
But here's the thing.
But today's
diminishes.
athlete, yes.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yes.
No.
Evolution happens. Like, so Ali, we know the story to why Ali didn't fight, right?
Right.
So that wouldn't even
Yeah.
happen today.
no.
So
Yeah,
that
no.
scenario is not realistic in today's world. What he's doing in today's world, he's actually doing things. Again, I get it that he's not speaking out, but he really is actually doing things in the community. So the people that consider him a hero are the people that have little brown boys looking up to him. I think he went wrong in his statement because
Sure.
the whole point that everyone's been trying to make is let's separate America and the cause, right? So that's how Drew Brees got in trouble. We said separate America and the cause. It's not about the two. And here he goes. He almost put the two
Mhm.
side by side, and then people kind of threw a fit. And people threw a fit because there's people like Derwin who are like, he's not a hero. This guy's a soldier. And then there's people like, why even start the conversation? Because we've been trying to move away from America, military,
You know what
the
it is,
flag.
Renee? Renee, you know what it is? We're instant coffee. This generation, we're
Oh
not
my
very good.
goodness.
We don't understand nuance. That's our problem.
Yeah. So
We don't-
the
there's no-
problem with
it's
it
black and
was,
white. There's never any gray area, and that's our problem.
and that is the problem. So that's why people are up in arms about it, because it's like, oh my goodness, we just had to get Drew Brees together about this flag and stuff. It's just two different things. Like, And I know you're saying it's apples to apples, but yeah, this guy gave his life for our country.
Ultimate sacrifice. I would
That's
never say that about Colin. So that's a
yeah,
special stratosphere. But
exactly.
to say there are some similarities, I'm
Yes.
okay with.
He's a lot of brown boys' hero. And
They
the
play.
term
They
hero is a certain term that you can't define what a hero is, because I might look up to somebody that you are like, what?
A
So if
hero is a
somebody's
nurse going in and fighting COVID-19. There you go. That's a hero too.
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
types of heroes. So what he said is correct, but why put America, the soldiers, back in with just keep them
I
separate, church
know.
and state. That's how I feel. Like just
Good one.
keep it separate.
No, OG, she's right. She's right. You can
Yeah, that's the part I agree with the most is like, you don't have to compliment somebody else while giving somebody else a compliment. I mean, like you could keep it in just talking about Kaepernick. I mean, the thing about it for me though, especially in our culture, is like we've lost uh the thought of even having heroes. Like if we look back in the 70s, 80s, and even beyond, like where we were used to seeing vigilant people fighting for our rights.
Mhm.
And in the modern day, we that's not exploited. Like a lot of kids don't even get to see anybody fighting for a cause or anything like that. I think now, like what we see, kids having you always hear people talking about the fact that the kids are in the streets protesting and really seeing what's going on, because for years we all kids have glorified was rappers, athletes,
Yep.
and entertainers. We
Sure.
no activists of some sorts. Like here we are, about to see a movie here soon with the Good Trouble,
Right.
and
John
and
Lewis, yeah.
and like he's been fighting for us for years,
Mhm.
and like nobody's like always put people like him to the forefront.
Sure.
And so like Kaepernick, I think, although like I wouldn't even compare him to Pat Tillman or anything like that, but he did start something that a lot of people are help picking up in this fight. And I'm not judging whether he's doing enough or what all he has done, but I know all it takes is a catalyst going in the right direction to create a lot of the changes that we're seeing. It's some things like, I'm in my 40s, and to think that the Confederate flag would be getting removed from the South,
Crazy.
that's crazy in itself, because for
Mhm.
some of us, at least for me as a kid, the first movie that I've ever seen that even show any racism or anything like that is Mississippi Burning.
Mississippi Burning, absolutely.
And so like it kind of like doesn't surprise me that we're waiting on them to like release
Right.
Get it
from
together.
it.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean,
Okay.
but so that's where I stand with. I kind of got excited about that because like we don't
Yep.
we don't get to see heroes in this day and age that's fighting beyond the stereotypical view of what people think we are and what we only are. So I mean, I like
Yep. Well, I mean, my problem is it's the parsing of words, and we'll have a lot more time to talk about this. So, I understood what
Same.
Brett Favre was saying, as the kids like to call him. Favre, I just look. In this day and age, the Twitter trolls and the mob, the internet
Yeah.
mob's going to come after you, and you just got to have a little backbone and say, guys, that's not what I was saying. Shut up. No, and you don't have to walk it back. Hell, you didn't do anything wrong. Was it impeccable word? No, but you didn't do anything wrong, and I've got enough nuance and enough, sense in me to understand. I see what you're saying,
Yeah.
Brett Favre. So all good. Moving on real quick before we get to the callers. Let's go. Let's do this in 1 minute or less, guys. NHL hub cities. They're looking at Vegas, LA, Chicago on the United States side, and Canada, Toronto, Edmonton, and Vancouver. Those are probably 6 cities we probably could have picked out of a hat. If I had to guess, and I'm going to ask you, what are the 2 cities going to be? I've always felt you have one in United States and one in Canada. I'm still
Yeah.
going Vegas and Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah.
What say you guys, Renee?
I'm just gonna say I agree. I know it needs to be quick. I think it's gonna be Vegas or Toronto. Sorry, that Columbus got scratched off the list on Monday.
Yes, they did. LA, Chicago, Vegas, Edmonton, Toronto, Vancouver. Ivan Curtis, what say you?
Look, Toronto, Vegas. I mean, That's what
I think LA's got a shot. I think
yeah, they got a shot, but I don't know. I just think I don't know. I just like Vegas. I mean,
it's Vegas.
yeah,
Right. Vegas been begging for a league too, so I feel like they're gonna get one.
Yeah, so I guess that could be a hub city where you can have the Stanley Cup playoffs start there. But they're going to need two. That's the talk here. So we were hearing it would be 2 to 4, probably be 2. You can't really have 3. So we'll see about that. Derwin, your thoughts? What do you think?
But I guess staying with the Vegas Toronto theme, seems like 2 good cities, 2 major cities. I would shy away from LA.
I'm thinking
because
about
of
the
whole
bubble factor.
Yeah, the COVID stuff, and New York and LA are 2 gateways internationally, so that's why I think their numbers were high.
Well, watch Vegas. The casinos were open there. I mean, a lot of people weren't even wearing masks in casinos. So I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
I think Vegas and Toronto are 2 good cities. I wouldn't poo-poo on Edmonton either, but Vegas and Toronto.
Yeah, if it's not Vegas, then I think probably Chicago would be a second choice, and if not Toronto, I would think Vancouver. I think just Edmonton, just in the middle of nowhere, but maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of people in Edmonton.
And they're saying that Vegas is going to be like favorite for the host of the playoffs. So if they're the favorite for the host of the playoffs, then I mean, I figured that might be you know what I mean?
That's a tail right there. That's what we like to call that in the business. esportsXTRA live. Here are your phone calls: 877-853-5247. Meeting ID is esportsXTRA. I'll hit the pound button twice to join the show. Coach K, let's go ahead and go to the phone calls. Let's talk about the Compete Forever Season 51 Madden League. Super Bowl is set. We got a finalist in the AFC. Also got a finalist in the NFC. It'll be BKP and Joe Fogues duking it out. 2 of the better players in the league finally getting their shots to play. Let's go ahead and go to the phone lines. And who are we going to bring in first?
Joe Fogues first.
Bring in Joe Fogues. Okay, Joe Fogues, the fireman. Joe Fogues, have you completed your training, buddy? What's up with you, man?
Yo, I couldn't hear you. It just said I was muted. What was that?
Hey, did you complete your fire training?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm all set. I'm in the firehouse. I'm working. All through coronavirus.
Got it. So you legit now, man. What was it like, man, going through the process of training?
It was really difficult. It's pretty much paramilitary boot camp. You're there at 4:30 in the morning. You're getting home at 7 o'clock at night. You're getting yelled at, drill instructors, push-ups, burpees, the whole 9. It's like on some boot camp type work, but at the same time, you got to learn, you got to study. It was a lot. It was a tough 5 months, but it's over now, and I get to work at the job I always wanted. So,
well, hey, man, congratulations to you, brother. No, all
congrats.
joking aside, no cap, man.
Congrats.
Hey, it's awesome what you're doing, man. Being on the front lines, man. We really appreciate your service here. Let's talk Madden real quickly. You're in the Super Bowl. Tell us what team you have, and congratulations for making it this far, man. You're 1 win away from, I guess we can call it immortality, I guess.
Well, I got the Patriots. I was cool with that pick when I got them because they kind of work with how I want to play. They have Tom Brady, so he's the only guy that, gives me all the routes that I'd like to put guys on. They have a great corner. They got a fast defense. They allow me to play, pretty much any defense I'd like to play. They're not like one of those slow Madden teams that you can't play certain defenses, you get torched. So, they were just a good team for me to get. They worked how I like to play, and I guess I'm in the Super Bowl, so it is what it is.
So what do you know about your opponent? You're going to have BKP. He's known as a bully, in the Madden industry, in the Madden community. What do you know about BKP, and how do you attack him to win the Super Bowl 51 championship?
I don't know too much about him. I know he's been kind of like circulating competitive groups right next to mine. So I don't know him personally, but I know some people he plays with. I'm in the similar Twitch chats as him. I've been in some franchises with him, so I know he's the same level player that I'm at.
Yep.
So, but how he plays, I don't necessarily know. I don't really know what his tendencies are or anything like that. It's just I'm gonna just play it based on the team. That's all I really have to scout, and I know that the Bucks have 2 good receivers. They have 1 pass rusher. And besides that, it's not like I have to deal with chasing around a quarterback. Patrick Mahomes or something, so that helps. And yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna play him the way I would play anybody else.
Yep.
You know, as long as they don't have like a guy that's gonna run around like a chicken without a head like Lamar Jackson. So.
Gotcha. Before we let you
Yeah.
get out of here, Joe folks, the newly minted fireman, Renee has one question, and it's a burning question, and it's on every person's mind.
Oh my gosh, that is not the question I have.
Oh, you're
but-
not going to ask him about his
N-
confidence?
Well, I'll ask that. Okay, so first, where's your confidence? Because we're talking about a championship here, right? Like,
I'm very confident because I like the team I got, and it would have been the team I probably would have wanted anyway. And I don't know if that's the team that he would have wanted. The Bucks might not be his favorite team in Madden. You know what I mean? So I think I have that going for me. I think I have a better matchup than him team-wise. I think the Patriots, you know, do a better job of stopping the Bucks, and the Bucks would do in reverse. So I like my skill set with a better suited team. So I'm pretty confident. But he's a good player, so.
Okay. And secondly, my coach told me this all the time: to get to the championship and to win a championship, it takes a lot of skill and a little bit of luck. Do you have a moment that you can remember that was a little bit lucky this season, where like you were surprised, but it worked out well?
I mean, Madden in general is just like
Lucky game.
just one big like sigh after another. Like, oh my god, like it's so stressful sometimes. So if I got lucky 10 times, I feel like I probably got shafted 20 times. So you just got to take it with a grain of salt at that point.
Love it.
As they like to say, sometimes Madden is good to you, and sometimes it's not. That's the AI, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, folks, did you get to see yourself last weekend on the Black News Channel, man? You were on TV 4 times last weekend, dude.
Sheesh.
What? My celebrity status is rising.
Hey, yeah, the Super Showdown from 368, it aired not this past weekend, but the weekend before last. I think June the 14th and 15th it aired. So,
Yeah.
man.
We gotta start putting it in the Discord. Meet me in the Discord, bro.
I'm sick of being on TV losing to Vilma. So I've had enough of that. So, you know, put up all the other games, but every time I get to Vilma, just like go to commercial break for like 40 minutes and come back, because that's been frustrating.
But you played tough. You put up a fight in that game. We've got a big event coming up in Atlanta next month. It'll be virtual online. We'll be broadcasting live from Atlanta. A nice Madden tournament. It's called the Extra Life Phoenix Children's Hospital event that we're going to be doing. So be on the lookout for that, man. I'd like to see you in that event. And sign up, man, and try to win $1,000, man. It's virtual. You don't have to go anywhere, so it'll be easy. So stay on the lookout for the information.
Can't beat that.
All right, brother.
Facts.
Hey, be good, bro, and be safe, man. And we'll talk to you later, Joe, folks.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, Joe.
All right, good stuff. Yes,
Bye,
sir.
Joe.
Thank you for your service being a fireman. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. 877-853-5247, meeting ID esportsXTRA. Let's go ahead and bring in BKP. A BKP from the 901, baby. That be Memphis, Tennessee, the Bluff City, Funky Town, baby. What it do? Hollywood, Bartlett, North Memphis, South Memphis, Westwood, Orange Mound, North Memphis, South Memphis, Westwood, Orange Mound. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm good, dog. Talk to me, man. You're in the Super Bowl, man. Are you gonna be a bully in the Super Bowl? Your nickname is the Bully. You gonna bully somebody?
I ain't gotta play big bully football, man. I gotta get the job done.
Talk to me about your season, man. What team do you have, and how did you matriculate your way all the way to the Super Bowl?
Well, I was telling you in the beginning. Well, I got the Tampa Bay Bucks, and I would just say it's a blessing I made the playoffs. I was trying out different playbooks in the beginning of the season, taking L's for no reason. But I knew if I made the playoffs, I know I had a chance to make a deep run.
Okay. What do you know about Joe Fogues, man? You got to play the Patriots. You've probably seen him in the community, played him online in some other events. What do you know about Joe Fogues, and how do you defeat the Pats?
I don't know too much about it. I've never seen him play. I ain't never watched none of his streams or anything. I basically, whoever you line up in front of me, I just adjust on the fly. That's basically all Madden is about, is making adjustments. And with the Patriots, their receivers are slow instead of Dorsett. So really, I ain't really got to worry about too much on offense as much. I'm really worried about the Patriots defense because of the DBs.
Yeah.
And they really fast, can play man coverage. But other than that, I'm not too worried about the Patriots. I was more worried I had to play the Chiefs.
Yeah. BKP said line them up and knock them down. I hear you. Renee, there's one question that everyone in the Madden community wants to know.
Listen, okay, this is the Super Bowl we're talking about.
Gee,
Listen, where's your confidence? What how you feeling?
Come on, buddy.
I'm feeling super good. No cap. Like I'm feeling really good
No
right now.
cap,
No
like
cap.
okay.
You don't pull that
Hey,
back. No,
put
you
the
say
no
cap,
in
man.
there. It
You
was
put
over
cap.
No, it's no cap.
No cap. It's no cap, man. No cap.
Larry's laptop. It's no
No,
cap. He means
no,
I
no.
feel good.
No,
No
no cap.
joke.
No cap means yeah, no joke. No, okay. Yeah, you're right.
No lies told. No lies told.
And I like
I'm
that. No
feeling
cap. Like this is the real. So you feel like you are ready to win a Super Bowl. Like, do you feel like you're not ready to play a Super Bowl? I'm talking about, are you ready to win a Super Bowl?
I'm ready to get my second Super Bowl and C4.
Ooh,
I'm ready to
okay.
come it out.
All right, all right.
Two-time. He
All right.
trying to be two-time.
Hey, BKP, we got the big event. We're going to be at Access Replay myself. Renee, we're doing Madden and 2K. Make sure you
I'm
sign
done.
up. That's $1,000, easy money, dude. Staying at your crib, virtual.
Yeah.
It's going to be played over the qualifiers, I believe, are July 13th and 14th. That information will be forthcoming. Be on the lookout for it and spread the word, man. And dude, I think you can get in there and win this thing, man. So make sure you sign up and win some of that money.
Definitely, bro. If I support you, I appreciate everything y'all do for the Mad community and the show. Like y'all so much love. And many people don't really too much show madness much. So I just appreciate y'all.
Hey, and if you make it
Yes,
to
sir.
if you make it to the live event, man, we'll take the quarterfinals. So I'm pretty sure you'll make it at least to the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals will also be live. Well, it won't be live. It'll be on TV, edited version on Black News Channel. So if you make it to the live event, you will be on TV, bro. Okay.
That's dope, man. That's a blessing right there.
That's why I said sign up.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, tell all my folks, man, 3-6 Mafia, you know, all my little chat, you know, Crunchy Black, all of them out there, man. DJ Paul, Juicy J, all of them. Tell them I said, what it do, baby? Orange Mound all the way.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know too much about that. I mess with like Key Glock and all that type of music.
Oh my
But I
gosh.
got you, my brother. I got you.
All right, man. We got to get up again. Maybe we meet in the NVT, man, Nashville, Tennessee, the Ville one day, man. But be safe in Memphis, bro. All right.
All right, man. You too. Y'all be blessed.
All right, yes,
All right,
sir.
be good,
That's
too.
DKD,
All right, see you.
the 901, baby. They call it Funky Town. That's all I got for you. Funky
I
Town.
want you to take me to.
Real quickly, we got 5 minutes left. We got 4 minutes. NBA 2K League. OG, you got 60 seconds, or let's go.
Gotcha. Lakers defeated Pacers Gaming last night. Sav averaged 29 points, 12 assists. Gen G defeated Grizz Gaming. Deadeye moved over to center, averaged 14 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists.
Ballin'!
Raptors uprising maintain their undefeated record. They defeated Magic Gaming. Kenny got work, averaged nearly 40 points, 13 assists. Shot an amazing 83% from three in that series. Game one, they defeated Magic Gaming 101 to 60. Shot 40 from 50 from the field and 19 for 21 from three.
80%.
What?
They shot better
Yeah.
from three than they shot 80% from the field.
What?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's wild.
That's
Pistons
like,
G.
that's like 90% or something
That's
like that.
wild.
Yeah, they ain't seen nothing like it. Pistons GT defeated Celtics crossover.
Hey, OG, that's that Toronto, that's that Bell House internet, dog.
That's that good internet.
That's that Bell House internet,
High
dog.
speed.
Y'all said it.
I said it. What y'all gonna do with me, 2K League? Come at me. That Bell House internet.
Pistons GT defeated Celtics crossover gaming. Ramo averaged 17 points, 13 and a half rebounds, 9.5 assists. Jazz Gaming, they improved to 5-1. They defeated Hornets Venom GT. Rhea, which was season's 2 number 1 overall pick. He averaged 23 and a half points, 12 and a half rebounds, and 5 steals. You can catch 2K League action tonight. The 2 7 o'clock games is Grizz Gaming versus Knicks Gaming. Pistons GT versus 76ers Gaming. And 9 o'clock games are Pacers Gaming versus Hornets Venom GT. And T-Wolves Gaming versus Lakers Gaming.
All right, good stuff, man. That is the NBA 2K League report. Every show here on Esports Extra. Good Trouble, real quickly, Coach K. Good Trouble, the movie coming out a week from Friday, so 9 days, July the 3rd. In
Yes,
movie
sir.
theaters, also
Get
streaming
ready.
on demand as well. A lot of pub on this. I've seen it on BET and some other places. A
Yeah.
lot of articles that Tracy Pennerwill and the good folks at HBCU Heroes have been sending out. We will be doing the live celebrity stream, HBCU Takeover. That'll be July 5th. Got Bill Bellamy, Malik Yoba. Got a lot of stars. Renee Montgomery, Kenny Smith, the Jet Smith's daughter, is going to do some stuff. Got some NBA players, some NFL players, and we got the very multi-talented, multifaceted, all around good gal, Renee Montgomery.
I thought she was about to talk about Joe Lewis until I heard gal, and I'm like, what? No, yeah, I'm in there. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited. I still have to finish the second half of the movie. Life happened, but yeah, I'm in there.
Good. I think we might have to do an interview with Charles Oakley next Monday, but we are going to have to do some NBA 2K next Monday or Tuesday. Two
Okay.
small, quick games. All right, they'll be like 2 or 3 minute quarters, so maybe 15 to 20 minutes each. There'll be semifinals between Hampton and John C. Smith and Virginia State and Fayetteville State. One kid representing each school, and then the finals will be live Sunday on the show. And then
VSU.
the show we'll check. Hey, your boy Keon, man, he's representing. He won the VSU NBA 2K a couple of months ago. So we'll see about that. All right, guys, that's it. We got to go quickly. We got 60 seconds. C4, Compete Forever this weekend. Black News Channel, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern as well. Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern as well. What do we have on this weekend, Black News Channel? NBA 2K. It is the Fox February championship. It was me, Enrico Fennessy, not Hennessy. Rhymes with Hennessy. His name is Fennessy. Boston Celtics crossover gaming, doing the thing. Ashley Laotis on the mic. She's doing the thing. She did sidelines. We'll find out who won that thing. Tell you real quick, it was a kid. He's 17 years old. He was pretty bad, actually. And we'll talk about that.
Spoiler alert.
You don't know who it was. He's a kid.
Okay.
According to Derwin, a kid, he can't take his job. He won't even.
Listen. Spoiler alert.
Hey, that's different.
You won't even. That was my favorite clip of Esports Extra of all time. And just you guys, I'm telling you, OG, go look at that video, man. You kind of like, and then Renee, she kind of like 2 or 3 times, like, oh my gosh, and just the head bobbing and stuff. There,
I was cracking up. I was enjoying the show.
I love it. and then OG at the very end. That's different. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
clip.
sometimes I'll
That's all
sit
of
back
us in
and
a
become a
nutshell.
fan. I sit back and become a fan and just watch and listen.
And then Renee, her head went forward, and then she kind of got that second one.
Yeah, like I was trying not to laugh profusely on the mic. Like that was that funny.
All right, we're 8:31. We're over. I'll owe Renee. I'm not going to pay her a whole lot of overtime. Put up.
Hey! Price is going up. Price is going up.
She wanted that Jack money.
Put up the A. Come on.
Hold on, let me fix my hair first. Okay.
Put up the A. There it is. Good stuff.
I cannot.
All right. Hey, thanks for watching Esports Extra, guys. So long from the tri-state area down in the A. Ohio. Damn, we're in 4 states almost. Yeah, we are.
Hey.
And New York. For Renee Montgomery, OG Alvin Curtis, Derwin Worrell, I'm Larry Ridley, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, more Esports Extra. Bye. Get out.